guys, it's John with Roads and Relics. Today is Saturday, and on Saturdays we like to go to the thrift store or to yard sales or flea markets, things like that. Checking out this one that's right on Route 3 that we went past when we shot the video for the Leedstown episode. It's a little thrift store right here on the road called St. Peter's Episcopal Church Thrift Shop. And I've been to this one before a long time ago. Really friendly folks. They had a horrible fire with their sanctuary not too long ago, and they're still raising money to repairs and all that sort of thing. But I thought that would be a good destination to go to look for some relics and see what kind of treasures we can find there. Now it's only about a mile from the intersection here at Oak Grove down to the store, but let's see how we might be able to get there. From home base, if we just come straight down the road, Route 205 to Oak Grove, that'd be the quickest route. But I'd like to maybe take a scenic tour through the campgrounds back here, Monroe Bay Camp Grounds. This road called Monroe Bay Circle. If we leave out of home base and come down here to Monroe Hall and hang a left on Stony Knoll, we can come down Stony Knoll past the church and the new bridge, and that will put us right on Monroe Bay Circle. Monroe Bay Circle cuts through the woods here, kind of winds its way around the creek right here, and then the bay side there, the creek bay, whatever you want to refer to, and then into the Monroe Bay Campgrounds. And then once we get into the campgrounds here, let me show you, get a view of the water. There we go. Get some video and pictures of that up close and personal. And then we'll leave out of the campgrounds and head down to the thrift stop here, and turn them back around and go back up the road to Oak Grove. Get back up here, and then on the way back we can stop here. This is the location of the local Little League baseball field called Hamblin Field, and I drive past this field all the time, and I never really noticed because I never really was searching for them before. But now that I'm actively hunting for them, I found, let me get that right angle here. I think I gotta scoot up here. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I found this guy. It's a history marker sticking out in the field at a location that used to be an old school. Let's see, this is Hamlin Field. It's for the Westmoreland County Little League. Now, where this is located is right next to Maddox Creek Bridge. The ferry landing road used to come right there, because there used to be a ferry across the water here years and years ago before there was a bridge. So that might have something to do with the ferry. But we're also very close to Monroe Hall, the birthplace of James Monroe, and we're not too far from the birthplace of George Washington. And then, of course, from our visit down in Leedstown, we know there's a whole bunch of history in and around our local area right here. So there's no telling what this marker might be about. Right? And I know, we can go online and probably find, like a database or something and look it up, but that wouldn't be any fun. I'd much rather go there and see the sign in person and get to read it and everything. Wouldn't you? I think that would be cool. Anyway, that's kind of what we have on the agenda today, and I'm gonna go ahead and get everything packed up in the van, and I will be back in just a moment. Alright guys, I've got everything all packed up and we are on our way down to Monroe Bay Circle. I'm going to leave out of Colonial Beach. It's another gorgeous day. It's like 70 degrees and no humidity. And the sky is perfectly clear, not a cloud in the sky. Alright, coming up Colonial Beach Avenue here to the intersection of Route 205. That's James Monroe Highway. And we're going to head on down to the campgrounds here. Take a tour through the Monroe Bay Camp Grounds. Okay, we're on our way. Guys, we're coming into Monroe Hall. And we're going to turn up here at the intersection and go down Stony Knoll and pick up Monroe Bay Circle. This is our turn right here. In just a second we should be going over the new bridge they completed. They had a temporary bridge here for a while. Yeah, it's all done. Nice new bridge. Wow. Very nice. Okay, we're on Monroe Bay Circle. This will take us through the campgrounds. This is that windy little road that we looked at on the map. Monroe Bay Circle. And cut through this field right here. Get to the woods, and it should kind of gently wind its way through the woods there. Nice little local back road. Got some soybean growing in the field there. There's beautiful hardwood and pine trees through this little area right here. Isn't this pretty? Good morning, neighbor. Oops. a squirrel. Can't see it on the camera, but over here on our left, where these trailers are, they're all on the bank of Monroe Creek here. You can see the water. Very pretty. Nice little drive down to the campgrounds this morning. Looks like they're fixing up some of these houses along here. Okay, just a moment longer and we should be entering the campground. Guys, we're coming into Monroe Bay Campground. A little camp store over here. In the summertime we like to get steak and cheese subs from there. Really good. It's called Paradise Bay. Very, very nice. Monroe Bay. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, let's see if we can get some close-ups. Isn't that nice? Let's go take a walk. a really, really nice day on Monroe Bay. Hardly any wind. Blue skies, no clouds. Virtually no humidity. Very nice. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Catching anything?
Yeah, a couple white perch and some crabs.
That's good. Pretty day on the bay.
Yep. They ain't biting like I want them to, but they bite.
Is this a good fishing spot for you?
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Here.
The water's pretty clear. Okay guys, that was Monroe Bay at the Monroe Bay Camp Grounds. That was pretty awesome. And we're leaving out of the campground area. Okay, that was Monroe Bay Campground. We're now out of the campground area. Head back out to the highway. Take that down to Oak Grove. Okay, this is where we reconnect to James Monroe Highway, Route 205. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to take another quick little detour back road right here at Maddox Creek. There we go, that's better. This one is called Ferry Landing Road. And right there at Maddox Creek there used to be a ferry landing a long time ago before there was ever a bridge. Right up here, not too far, we're going to rejoin 205. Okay, 205. And we're right here at Oak Grove, coming up to the intersection of Route 3 at the traffic light. Okay, guys, we're coming up on the thrift shop. Alright guys, we're at the thrift store in Oak Grove. Checking out the stuff. Looking for treasure. Relics of the past. It's the old rocking chair back there. So I'm gonna add some narration here. They had a pretty nice jewelry counter, just walking in the door, and an impressive collection of books. They had a lot of books and lampshades. They had a lot of lampshades. Store was pretty clean and the shelves were pretty tidy, and I found some CDs. Looked through those and see if there's any decent titles. Just kind of scanning through them there. Oh well, not this time. They had quite a bit of bric-a-brac and had some lamps. Had quite a few lamps. I guess those go with the lampshades. Kitchenware, pots and pans, that sort of thing. Pretty well stocked selection of dishes and things like that. That back room there was all clothing. I didn't look through that one. You know, the microphone turned back on in the back room here because you can't hear the music that they were playing out in the front of the store. Found this assortment of 45 records. I looked at a couple of those. I'm sure there's that one's Burl Haggard. I'm sure there's a relic in there somewhere. That might have been it. Family, friends, and neighbors. Like I said, the store was very well stocked. They had a good selection of things. Lots of stuff to look through. Had a big bin of artwork. I like to look through the artwork. A lot of prints, of course. Some halfway decent looking stuff. Featured video games, the Wii games, Xbox games. They even had some games for the PC. Old computer games. And movies. All look to be in really good shape too. I don't know if anybody collects movies anymore. An original signed copy. There you go. There's a relic of the past. The classic TV series Batman. How about that one? Oktoberfest steins. Those look interesting. And I found the rooster plate. I found the rooster plate, and found this other square plates here too. And I was looking at those square plates, looking at the name on the back of them because they were really heavy. They were heavy in the hand. Yeah, that was our little visit there. That was very, very nice little visit. They've got quite the assortment there. Okay. We're going to hop back on Route 3 here and head on over to the Hamblin Field. Alrighty guys, that was pretty good. They had a lot of neat stuff. Alright, coming up to our turn. Okay, we're back on 205. James Monroe Highway. We're headed down to Hamblin Field, right there by the creek. Be there in a moment. Alright, here's Hamblin Field coming up on our right. Say this used to be the grounds of an old elementary school. There was a big building right here. And now we just have like a little parking area next to the ball field. And then this. All right, we got a historical marker JT21 for Charles B. Smith of the 99th Fighter Squadron, the Tuskegee Airmen. Born in Westmoreland County, Charles Bernard Smith, 1917 to 1991, is one of more than 140,000 African Americans who served in the racially segregated U.S. Army Air Forces during World War II. Trained at Chanute Field, Illinois, in aircraft ground support with the 99th Fighter Squadron, the famed Tuskegee Airmen, he served in North Africa and Europe as technical sergeant and crew chief. in more than 200 missions as bomber escorts. The Tuskegee Airmen never lost a bomber to enemy fire, and they received 3 Presidential Unit citations. Their outstanding service contributed to the integration of America's armed forces by President Harry S. Truman in 1948. Wow. That's a cool history marker right there. Well, guys, we got to see the campgrounds over there at Monroe Bay Camp Grounds. That was a nice little ride this morning. That water looked amazing. Then we went out to the thrift store, and we got to see some stuff at the thrift store. They got some pretty cool stuff there. And then we discovered this history marker about Charles Smith. That's really cool that there's this connection to the Tuskegee Airmen right here in Westmoreland County. That is really, really cool. Another successful adventure.